Hello, I figured we should check in for a bit and discuss one of the really important issues of the day, and that is the horrible misuse of the pass either side bollard. You're probably thinking, what relevance does this have to anything? Well, if you're a traffic signs engineer, it's very important because this sign is one of the most misused things in the country, and it's something that people don't understand the meaning of anyway. So I would actually question, is this the country's most pointless sign? And if it is, should we get rid of it? Let's have a run through and see why.
The pass either side sign as we know it has its origins in the 1957 Traffic Signs Regulations and General Directions. It was introduced because on a number of one-way streets in London you had the situation where multi-lane roads were passing obstacles such as traffic islands, and it was important to ensure that drivers knew that they weren't forced to stay to the left of these obstacles. The 1963 Worboys Committee determined that this sign was merely information, because how could you force a vehicle to split in half to pass the obstacle? And they recommended that the sign should be rectangular when converted to the new style designs. This also had the advantage of meaning that the sign could fit on existing bollards and could just be stuck over existing signs. However, the ministry realised that given most bollards would actually feature circular signs, the pass either side sign should match. The result was that in the 1964 regulations, the pass either side sign became a mandatory sign in a blue circle. Note specifically, the sign was intended only for use on bollards, hence the small diameter. The original 1964 Traffic Signs Manual gave a little more information on how to deal with the sign, but it appears that this guidance was never really referred to, because in the 1975 and 1981 regulations, the definition of the sign was updated, and references to it within the Traffic Signs Manual itself were removed. In 1994, it was finally permitted to use the sign on anything other than a bollard, and that was pretty much it until 2016, when it was then decided that, going all the way back to the original beliefs of the Worboys report, that this sign was not regulatory and it was bumped back into being just an information sign. It's all rather moot though, given that the number of incorrect applications is astronomical. And this raised the question for a lot of us to say the sign should have been retired in 2016, but it would still seem to have some value. A rare correct use of the sign was once visible at the entrance to the Dartford tunnels. This, however, has since been removed as part of the works to eliminate the physical toll booths. That's a shame, because it was nice to see a correct use for a change. If you're a signs practitioner then, and you're still curious as to what the correct use of the pass either side sign is, if in doubt, don't. It's very unlikely you'll have a one-way street with an obstacle that requires vehicles to move around it either way. If you do need to tell traffic that there is a split in a route which goes in opposite directions, then you use a plain face bollard or just a standard direction sign. Now you've committed this to memory, make sure that anyone who you work with also knows these rules, and then hopefully some of the annoying mistakes of the past can be rectified, given that this sign appears to remain on the statute book forever.
So, there you go. That's a quick run through of why I think that sign should be gotten rid of. Do you agree? If you do, feel free to write so in the comments. If you disagree, feel free to write so in the comments, but keep it civil. And with that, I will catch you next time.